Joining us is the legendary James O'Keefe. James, how we doing, man?
Hey, Charlie.
We are live on air.
Nice to see everyone.
James is here to talk about his new documentary, and James is a great American, and you're doing this with Tucker, is that right?
That's right.
So tell us about it, Line in the Sand.
Well, this is a very unique film, Charlie. It follows the journey of the illegal immigrants from their origin to their final destination, and it took me a year to make. And I think it shows people something they've never seen. I mean, it's called Line in the Sand because it's about the border, but it's not really about the border. It's about people doing things they don't want to do to earn a living. And you contrast a lot of the cowardly people with some of the brave people at the end of the film that blow the whistle on the Border Patrol. And it's really inspiring, and I think it will create a movement of people to blow the whistle.
Well, let's play some of the sound here and some of the tape. Let's play cut 40 from your new movie, Line in the Sand.
In the film Line in the Sand, coming out October 10th, a Border Patrol agent blows the whistle and made reference to people like Aaron, who get retaliated against for speaking up.
And when agents speak up, they're buried by management.
Buried by
I
management.
know a few whistleblowers that got toasted. They try to do what's right, laughed at, ostracized.
Really?
Buried.
So what is he talking about here? What is he trying to expose?
So that's Zach in the Border Patrol, and it's very rare you see a Border Patrol agent in uniform like that. It's against policy to do that. And he's talking about girls under the age of 14. They don't take their biometrics, and he sends children off to places they don't know where these unaccompanied children are going. So a lot of these guys really can't live with themselves. It weighs on them very heavily. And it's a crisis of conscience. So you see that in the film. You see Border Patrol agents. There's one scene where I'm standing face to face with the cartel, and they're cutting through the steel beam, the Trump wall in California. And I'm standing there. They're cutting through the beam. They're threatening me, and the Border Patrol agent is just standing there watching. So I think it looks at the crisis through a different kind of lens. It's very immersive. A lot of times we talk about these issues, but to actually be there and see it, I think it's very shocking.
So are you telling me that the American government, aka Border Patrol, are told to help facilitate young girls to go into sex slavery potentially?
That's how they feel. That's what they're telling me.
So we're subsidizing potentially Border Patrol agents to.
The government's also funding these unaccompanied child centers in Texas, Southwest Key. These other NGOs are being paid for by Health and Human Services, getting billions of dollars of funding to house these people. And my takeaway in the film is everyone's making money off of this. Everyone's enriching themselves off of this. Unfortunately, a lot of it is simply just about money. And that's why I was told this is not going to end, because you have to take away all these people's money for it to end. And I don't think people need to experience it to fully understand it. And I also rode the freight train. It's called the Beast Train in Mexico. My colleague was kidnapped by the cartel. I was detained by the Mexican army, and I secretly recorded all of this. So it's quite a
What part
journey.
of Mexico?
This is in Irapuato,
Man,
Mexico.
they could have killed you, man.
Yes. Yeah, I was told, when I was in Irapuato, the locals said, "You're crazy. You're going to get ransomed." But we were fortunate. We were lucky.
So help me understand, and the audience understand, the configuration of how the border works. Who's in charge?
The cartel. I
thought they just care about drugs.
Well, I was just in Ajo yesterday. I interviewed a second Border Patrol agent. I think there's going to be dozens of people blowing the whistle. And he said the cartel runs this border. If they want to send 1,000 people across, then we process 1,000 people. They've become a processing organization, no longer a law enforcement organization. And they're very discouraged. And the only reason they're doing it is because of the pension and the money. That's what they tell me. And that may not shock you, but the thing about video, the thing about films is that I think that it's important to show things through a different lens. I think we see things, we talk about things retrospectively, but to actually live it, to actually journey with the illegal immigrant. I mean, I actually rode the train with the Venezuelans, and I think the film, I took all politics out of the film, Charlie. There's no politics in the film. It's just it's a humanitarian issue. And to see these, you have to experience this. I see these women with babies strapped to their chest, climbing aboard a moving freight train. I mean, you have to be inhuman to not care about, and they throw the babies on the train, and this is gruesome and horrific, but sometimes the beast train has no floor, and people get mutilated, and they say this is a humanitarian thing to have all these people come across the border. It's just, it weighs on people, and that's what the film is really about. It's about drawing the line in the literal sand and making a decision about whether we want to participate in this.
So you say that the cartel does whatever they want on the border. Mm-hmm. So our government is subservient to a foreign
That's
drug
what the
gang?
Border Patrol agents tell me. And I mean, they're making $10,000 a head. So
the cartels are?
Yes, $10,000 per person. And that's what I was told. And they threatened me, by the way. They said, they're cutting through, and they're saying, you have to let us finish this work. As the Border Patrol agent stands there and watching, I'm a layman, and I'm thinking, why don't you just shoot those guys? They're cutting through.
Yeah, why doesn't the U.S. Border Patrol take out weapons and kill the cartel guys?
Well, why don't they arrest them or something? That's what
why don't they, though?
They arrest me. So,
but why doesn't the Border Patrol do their job? They want their pension so badly.
It's all about the pension. It's all about the money. And you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I mean, listen. This is a harder question. Listen, I'm the first one to come out and say you guys need to do the right thing. And Charlie, as I speak, there are dozens of agents that are on the fence, but they've got kids, they've got mortgages, they've got wives who tell them not to do it. And this is why the film is called Line in the Sand, because you have a couple agents who are insanely brave. A guy named Aaron Vecchi, just yesterday, I sent this video to you and your producer, blew the whistle on the Ajo facility. And he said, it's going to get to a point where my granddaughter is going to ask me, what did you do, grandfather, about this? So these are really difficult questions to answer. And
I just want to make sure I'm clear. And again, I'm not here to attack rank and file people because most people are cowards, right? That's just the country we live in. But just to be clear, Border Patrol, they are knowingly processing girls into sex slavery, and they don't want to stop it because they want to make sure they get paid.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes total sense, by the way. Like that's the story of America, is that
yes.
I care far more about my paycheck. Girls into sex slavery, don't care. Rape the 13-year-old. I want my money.
But it's tearing them apart.
Oh, good.
It's tearing
I'm glad.
their conscience apart.
Obviously, why don't you quit in disgrace? I don't understand. Go become a priest or something.
It's
why would who are these people actually?
They're struggling in the deepest parts of themselves.
I know. I hear this a lot though. It makes perfect sense how the evils of the 20th century happen now. Because, you have right here, people say, how is it that, the gulags happen under Stalin? Look right here. You have these American Border Patrol, great guys, and they say, here you go, 12-year-old girl. Yeah, no biometrics. Go be raped. Mm-hmm. But at least I get a paycheck.
That's exactly what's happening. Yes.